Hey guys, Coach Amelia Adair here. Welcome back to my channel, Soul Family. I hope you guys are feeling good and doing good. I said feeling good and doing good, okay? Because I'm feeling good and I'm doing good. And I'm excited and I can't hide it. And I ain't gonna be. All right, so let's jump into today's topic, guys, because it's been on my heart, it's been on my chest. I just want to try to bring some clarity to you guys. I just want you to live a more peaceful life, okay? We all deserve to live in peace, but we can't live in peace if we have some congestion. You know what I mean? We got something clogging it up. Okay, we want to go and be happy, but we got something holding us back. Okay, and that may be different for everybody. Okay, let me tell y'all. Let me fix this up. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Let me tell y'all. Sometimes we love somebody, family, friends, so much that we would try to move the world for them. You know, are you a lover like that? Do you love hard? You know what I mean? Like, hold on, let me pass it back. I think my chair too close, huh? All right. Listen, guys, I'm the same way. When I care about somebody, I want to see them do good. I want to see them happy. I want to see them succeed. I want to see the best for them. You know, like I just see them in a bigger light, and sometimes we see people in bigger lights than they see themselves. And the hurtful truth about this is that we can't force a vision on no one. Rather, it's your own vision or it's a vision for them to succeed. You know, like you could do this, you're good at this. We start giving them tips and stuff like that. And then when they don't, implement it or they don't apply the knowledge, we could often get frustrated, and that's what can cause voids in relationships. It's because we're trying to live our life and live their life. Guys, soul family, you can't live no one's life but your own. And that goes with so many different layers, but we're going to just talk about this layer. And that's trying to basically help a loved one, help them out. Maybe they come to you for money. Maybe they come to you for a place to stay. Maybe they come to you all the time with advice. Maybe they just, lean on you, like you're the backbone and they lean, but sometimes we can allow people to lean too much. And that's when you start to bend over backwards. People be like, I bend over backwards for you. That's what that means, because they let someone lean on them so hard that they done bent backwards. They not even standing no more. They bent. You get what I'm saying? They and that is unhealthy. It's unhealthy for you and it's unhealthy for them. It's unhealthy for you because you're not happy. And it's not healthy for them because they're not growing. When we help someone and do work for people, we stop their growth. Okay? We keep them stuck. We baby them. We treat them like, like they're not adults. Sometimes we treat adults as if they're not adults. And guys, adults become adults not when you turn 18. You become an adult when you become responsible, when you become dependent on yourself, right? And when you take responsibility for your actions. Some of us do things and then we use that, stumble as an excuse to why we can't do anything else. You might want to share this video with them just so we could so everyone could be on the same page. You know what I mean? We want to be leveled. we want them to, it's a two-way street. We want to both do the work, because relationships, friendships, family ships, shouldn't have to end because of disagreements. And I feel like there's a lot of family members who basically they kind of resent each other. They don't rekindle what they can rekindle because of disagreements. And it's a two-way street, you know. One person can't be the only one trying to make change. It has to be two people. And so when I say you can't be a backbone, you can't be the only one doing the work. You're leaning so far back because you're just doing everything. You're literally doing everything, and eventually, the what they say, the thing that broke the camel's back. That's what that means. That little, it's gonna be one thing that just tick it off, and once that back is broken, you're gonna need a back brace. You're gonna need some medication. You're gonna need some therapy. You're gonna need so much more to get that back together. If you can. You following me? So, guys, when we want to help our loved ones, we got to learn how to help. We got to learn how to help in a healthy way. We have to learn what steps should we take to really help them get the message. Because as long as we do the work for them, they will not get the message. They will continue to just drag their feet, honey. They don't even see you leaning back. Leaning back to them is like, keep leaning. Once you lean back a little bit, people will continue to expect you to keep leaning back. So that's why you got to stand firm, and you got to be a little more stern. Sometimes you got to just give them a resource. If they be like, let's use an example. I can't get the job, right? They complain, I lost my job, or I can't get the job, or the job is this, the job is that. Okay. Here's a library. Maybe you should go to the library and get a book that'll help you write a resume. Or down at the college, they have people to help you with your resumes. Or here's a website that helps you with your resumes. Because sometimes people can't get the job and they're not happy with the job because they didn't start with a good foundation. So sometimes people need help building their foundation. So what may seem so simple to you, it just may not be simple to them. They may have to do different steps. So that's why you have to just guide them with resources. Okay? It's like taking the test. If you try to get them to memorize all the answers on the test, and they may change it up, that's working twice as hard. Trying to memorize questions instead of learning the knowledge. If you just read and comprehend a passage, it's going to be 20 times easier for you to answer questions. But if you just try to memorize the answers, not A, B, C, D, you got to actually remember the words to the question. It's like putting together way more pieces. That's how you work. Ooh, got a little itch. That's how you work harder, not smarter. It's so much easier to comprehend something. I don't know about y'all, but I know people know that, okay, she's a comprehender. Because I ask questions until I understand, And if I don't understand, I'm going to ask questions. Because what's the point in telling me something that I just don't understand? Like, okay, well, what am I going to do with that knowledge? I don't understand. I don't know what you're saying to me. And it's not to be rude, but it's just like, it just has to make sense. Okay? When something makes sense, then you're able to comprehend. Okay, so when you give someone a resource, it gives them the ability to learn. It gives them ability to use their own brain. It gives them the ability to fall a little bit so they can learn how to get up. If someone never falls and someone never has any misconceptions, or screw ups, how are they supposed to learn how to get themselves out of things? You got to learn how to climb. But you can't climb if you're not at the bottom of the ladder. Okay? You can't climb if you never fell. Okay? Some of us be thinking we gonna just never fall and just be climbing. Even if you rich, you gonna lose some money. Okay? And you're gonna have to learn how to get that money back. That's a fall. It's a fall. But when someone gets back up, they are always stronger. They always understand, they always comprehend. And I could say, I've had my falls. And because I've had my falls, I do more work to make sure that I don't fall. But if I would have never fell, if I would have never bumped my head a little bit, you know what I mean? Boop, boop, boop. I would just keep playing with fire. If I never got burned, I'm going to play with that fire. Half of us don't play with fire because we've been burned. We be like, all right, that's hot. Not doing that. Okay? You learn your lesson when you feel it. Because as long as someone tell you, oh, that's hot, don't touch it. Oh, that's hot, don't touch it. When nobody looking, what you going to do? Touch it. And what you going to do? Get burned. You're going to be like, oh, you're going to pull that hand back so quick. You're going to be like, oh, okay. You mean hot. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we be like, oh, it's hot. Oh, it ain't that hot. You touch it, you be like, oh, you mean scorching hot. I thought you meant lukewarm. No, baby. It's hot. Don't touch it. Back on up. I said back on up. So when we trying to help the ones that we love, baby, we gotta let them touch the fire for themselves. We've touched it. We know it's hot. Okay? A lot of times when you the backbone, you the backbone because you've been through you've been through the dirt a little bit. You understand a little bit. So trying to explain that to someone who hasn't been through the dirt and you trying to just, sometimes it's not that easy. Some people will listen. Some people be like, all right, okay, cool. But 9 times out of 10, people are a little stubborn. Like they just want to see for themselves. We're humans. We like to adventure. We like to, you know what I mean? We like to do things. That's why when people are doing nothing, they say they're bored. I'm so bored. I'm not doing anything. I'm watching TV. Okay, that's doing something. But a lot of times people are bored. They're bored because they need to be in that. They need to be in the field. Okay, and sometimes it's not literally out in the field, but they need to just be going through some stuff. Need a little drama. You got to go through a little drama to understand you don't want no drama. But if you never go through drama, you gonna not have a clue. You're gonna not have a clue. Okay? And to add to that, as well as showing them a resource, because we have to show, sometimes to help people, we have to show them resources. But along with showing the resources, we have to also stand by example. Y'all know that saying? I don't know if your mom used to say it. My mom used to say, do as I say, not as I do. And I used to be looking at her like, what? Like, huh? Like, I was just like, whoever made that up, come on now. That is, because I know my mom ain't make that up, but it's been going around, But believe it or not, it's not good to just try to say things and you not doing it. If you really want the knowledge to be applied and you really want this person to change, sometimes you got to stand by a good example. You yourself, you got to make sure you're going to work every day. You got to make sure you're not tolerating disrespect. And if you let them disrespect you, you showing them that nobody take you serious, or you know what I mean? You're not really showing that. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but you're not showing it. So it's hard for someone to take you seriously. They're kind of taking you more like a joke. So you got to take yourself seriously. And even though it's hard, because I'm telling y'all, okay, it get hard when you got to really put your foot down. Putting your foot down It's not an easy thing to do. I get it. But you got to do it. You got to just do it. You got to just, you know how when you just fed up with something, you just scream, you be like, ugh, listen. You got to learn how to do that without the screaming. You know, you got to learn how to do it in a non-toxic way. You got to learn how to just be like, look, no. And not do it. Sometimes we say no and then we turn around and do it. So it's like, key. It's like, you a joke. You did it. I won. You know what I mean? Like, people pick up on that. So lead by example and keep your word. Be stern. Be serious. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Okay? You gotta be like, look, you getting out of this house today. You gonna go find you a job this week. Okay? You gonna clean up my kitchen. Or I'm cutting the lights out. And if you gotta go without lights, baby, go without lights. Leave them right up in that house. If you gotta go to a hotel to prove your point. Sometimes you gotta do that extra extent. And sometimes we're a little scared to do that extra extent because we not even serious with ourselves. That's why you're scared, because you're not being serious with yourself. But once you're serious with yourself and you really want change and you really tired, oh baby, you gonna put that foot down. And sometimes with loved ones that we love, we have to give them that toughness. Otherwise, they gonna never leave the nest. They gonna just keep flying back. Fly back. No, go build your own nest. I taught you how to fly. I taught you how to pick good straws, you know, because the nest is made out of straws or sticks or something like that. You know, I taught you how to get food. So now you have all the resources. Now go build your own nest. Seriously. Some of us, we get too lost in scared that our loved ones is going to fall down. What if he falls? Okay, you fell, and look at you. Falling is a part of growth. Some of us think like people don't need to fall, and they'll be, you know, like you try to cut corners. No. You need that experience so that you could be relatable to people. So you could just, it builds your character in a sense. You know? You ever be around someone who like literally had everything handed to them and you know how hard you work, so you be kind of like jealous. You be like, they got it easy, I had to work. You know? I think we may have all experienced that at one point in time. You know, until we grew and understood, like, listen, everybody different. You know what I mean? But point is, you ever, you know, been around someone who really hasn't worked for something and how their attitude is, this isn't everyone, okay? Okay, this is a lot of times. You be around someone who was like more spoiled, like handed down to them, they develop an attitude of entitlement. So then when you get around someone that's entitled, it's like, you look at them weird, like, what? Like, what world you live in? You know, it's like, it's not realistic. It's not realistic. Like, most people that you meet, definitely in today's time, had to work for something. You know, like, rather they had to go and work and get a degree. Even that. Work for them A's, you know, and sometimes there are parents who, you know, are more successful, but they still make their kids work, you know, like, okay, you want shoes? Okay, straight A's. So now that kid knows, okay, in order for me to get shoes, I gotta get good grades, you know, so the lesson is still there. Even though it may not have been your struggle, they still struggle. So I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about the ones that get F's, but still get all the latest gear. So that that person, that student will most likely not have as much character. They have more entitlement. So then they go into the world thinking like everyone must do as I say. You know what I mean? Like no one can tell me what to do. They kind of feel untouchable. And it's cool and all until real life hit, you know? Because say you go and maybe you do lose your job, right? And then your bill is due. You can't call the utility people and be like, listen, I lost my job. You got to wait. They're going to cut your lights off. You get what I'm saying? Like, realistically, they better go find them another job. And quick. Or they better have some money saved up. You know, like you got to have some plans A, B, and C. So that's why I want y'all to understand with the loved ones that we have, being stern and setting a rule and sticking to that word is very important. And sometimes it's worth more than just taking care of them. Sometimes we think it's easy to just take care of them. No, that's hard. Because you taking your time and you working for two people. Two people got to eat. Two people need lights. Two people need water. Two people need clothes. Two people is more than one. You know what I mean? So you got to work twice as hard. That's just a common thing. So now you working twice as hard and you neglecting things that you could be focused on. You could be building your brand. You could be working on your mental health. You could be going to the gym. You could be taking trips. You could be saving that money for your book. You could be doing 20 other things for yourself, but you kind of give that up because you're so focused on helping someone else who needs to learn how to help themselves. Okay, there are a million resources out there for anyone who may have any kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They may have it's a word I'm looking for. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Disadvantage. There you go. They may have a disadvantage, but there's opportunities for people with disadvantages. Trust me. So don't feel like because someone has a disadvantage that you have to be disadvantaged. It's not cruel to help someone to resources. It's not cruel to help someone with skills. Someone could take a skill and go way further than if you give them $20. If somebody had to tell me to choose, would you choose $500 or would you choose a skill? I'm gonna take the skill because I know if I get that $500, I'm gonna use it to go. I don't know. Like I would still use it to go buy a skill. You know what I mean? Buy a class, or you get what I'm saying? I still would want the skill. I want a session. I want a coaching session. $50 or a coaching session? Oh, give me a coaching session. Because that coach is going to teach me what to do with the $50 that I already got. She's going to teach me how to turn this 50 into 100. You get what I'm saying? But if you take that 50 and you ain't take no classes by the week, that 50 gone. So now you back at square one. Where if you would have took that coaching session, you would have been up to square three. Not back at square one. You would have been up to square three. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we got to teach our loved ones the skill set. We got to teach our loved ones stern. We have to be stern with our loved ones. We have to stand by example. We cannot baby adults. We can't. That's why guys, you ever notice in grade school, you go from taking naps to no naps. You know what I mean? You go to taking a bus to school to walking with your friends, or driving. You slowly level up. You can't get to a level and just stop. That's why after you go to high school, they tell you to go to college. After college, they tell you get your master's. After your master's, they tell you get your PhD. After your PhD, they tell you get some certifications. After your certifications, they tell you to get this. After this, you get what I'm saying? You keep leveling up. The moment you stop moving to another level and you stop growing, you won't be bored. I'm gonna just say it like that. The moment you stop, you're gonna be bored. You're gonna start doing stuff that just bored people do. It's like, you ever notice how people retire and they still be at work? You be like, didn't you retire? Why are you still here? You retired because it's still stuff to do. There's always something new to do. You meet people that like spent 20 years as a teacher and then they change to a hairstylist. You be like, huh? But it's just like, I mean, maybe that's a bad example, but maybe you'll meet somebody that's a teacher and then they went to become a doctor. You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you was a teacher, now you a doctor. You get what I'm saying? You moving up. You getting on up to the east side. Finally out of the ball. So, understand, guys, you got to keep moving. Keep going. You ever notice something? You ever see the people in the gym that's already fit? And you be like, you already fit. Why you in here? I can't get more fit. I can't maintain my fitness. You get what I'm saying? Don't mean you skinny, you can't go to the gym. You could be building a muscle on one leg. You could be working on your stamina. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something to be working on. There's no reason to just be sitting around. Like, oh, I'm just here. You'd be like, you don't want to do nothing. You know, you got to have that drive. You got to keep that drive alive. That's how you stay alive. You keep your drive alive. You keep your hands busy. You stay intrigued. You enjoy things. You grow. Just abundance. Ooh. And then sometimes you learn so much, then you become the teacher. It's like a cycle. And teacher feel good, y'all. Tell me about it. Okay? Teacher feel good. It feels good to be a helping hand. It feels good to volunteer and be of service. Why not? Why not help somebody? Good deeds. Good deeds feel good. That's why they call it good deeds. You be sitting around like, all right. I did some positive stuff. Now I'm going to go sit back. Now I'm going to go relax. You know, it's like you can't relax if you don't do nothing. You know, like, what are you relaxing from? You haven't done nothing all day, but yet you relaxing. It's not even relaxing at this point because that word re is in front of this. So that means, you know, you recharging, you relaxing, you re-ing up. You get what I'm saying? That means you re-ing. But if you don't do nothing or you don't wear yourself out, then you're not really re-ing. You're just there. And I so made that word up, guys. I don't even know if re-ing is a word, but I want y'all to stay with me. I'm telling you, if y'all paying attention. Like, re-ing? Yeah, that's a new thing. How you re-ing and you ain't even go to work today? You know what I mean? So, guys, in order for you to relax, you got to be doing. You got to be out in the field. You got to be getting it popping. You got to be busy. You got to be growing, okay? And in order for your loved ones to be as successful as you, if not more successful than you need to stand by example. You need to stick to your word. You need to show them the resources, okay? Don't just do the work. Because if you do the work for them, they don't do the work. You get me? We on the same page. I said, all right, guys. Coach Amelia Adair here. If you haven't already, Soul Family, comment, like, subscribe, send me an email. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how this video made you feel. And I'm rooting for you guys. I really am. I'm in there like, yes, go, 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 go. Who's next? All right, guys. Coach Amelia Adair here, and I will see you guys at my next video. Bye for now.